Good morning. Crazy days, and we're on the run. So yesterday, on Twitter, in front of my eyes, the science of consciousness was derived with a mathematical proof, and infinity is 22 over 7. So now we've got 3 pi's in our mathematics. We just decide which ones we're going to use as appropriate. 22 over 7, pi proper, 3.414, etc., pi real, 3.14159, pi natural. Now, it's brilliant, isn't it? In front of my eyes, the science of consciousness arrived. And so I thought now would be a good time to claim my number, the Reynolds number, as the number of the beast and explain what that means. It's a puzzle, I've sorted it out, and the beast is not the devil. That's a lie. The beast is our earth, Gaia. She's alive. That's the beast. We ride upon her back and live inside her vision, inside her image. In order for that to be true, the earth would have to be the center of our universe, which it is. So here's a little proof of that using Dr. Leve, and let's hope this is the last time we have to mention his name. So this is AB 14 from Leve's 1915 dissertation. Let's just put that up so you've got the provenance. Okay, there it is, 1915, Dr. Victor Leve, a physicist, note. Just a student of engineering, a physicist doctor, presenting a paper. So this is a physics paper. Physics says that when you analyse load to the nth scale, you find a clockwise twist and an anti-clockwise twist. Can you see them both there? There they are, that way and that way. And that exists. Now this wave pattern, imagine this is a two-dimensional wave that has no thickness at all, but Leve cleverly has split it out using shear force flow to analyse the action within the wave function, and that's what he comes up with, that exists. And that's called the living force. That's Boltzmann's living force, that's the Vis Viva, and you can access cosmology using Berger's equation. Now, even in 1915, there was a war on, which they'd planned. We're in number 3, in the first one. And so this has been excised because this is an incomplete wave function. It's only got 5 supports, and it should be 6 supports and 6 cases. And the reason that I say that is because of this diagram. AB 5, earlier in the dissertation, let me move that out of the way. This is Victor Leve's birth certificate. And his death certificate too. So AB 5, look, has 6 supports, and this is a cross-section of that wave that later in the document he splits into 6. So this is one of a series of 6, and you should have 6 supports in order to analyse it correctly. Okay, so can you see? This is the rotation, this is the load, and this is look, see here? There's a dip there. This is what is happening. This shouldn't be higher. It's not possible for that to be higher, that should be lower, because this mass of this has rotation, this momentum holds it, supported. And it's the twist that causes it. Okay, so that's good old Dr. Leve, and we'll hear about him again soon, I'm sure. So there's my 5 cases copied from Leve. So I bring it to 6, and then I get this. These are the 6 cases here. Each one, I've translated the loading of the wave into the pattern of the wave as it rotates in one rotation, and it ends up there. When it ends up here, it goes pop and pops back to there, and there's an equal and opposite reaction from underneath the wave. This is tension and bending, simply that. Okay? Now, let's go. So that's Leve. I've talked about that. There's other videos about that. It's interesting. Now, this is what I was really fascinated by, the Reynolds number. I've always known the Reynolds number was important, and it's simply a measure of viscosity. The higher the Reynolds number, the more viscous a material is. And that's not just a fluid, that includes solid. And I talk about the pitch drop experiment there. The pitch drop, over years, eventually a drop falls. So that pitch is viscous. Yeah, it's viscous. And so is everything. Everything is viscous because there's no such thing as zero viscosity because of the twist that we talked about with Leve. There's motion there, so therefore there must be viscosity. The lowest possible viscosity is 6.66, and it's the viscosity of the cosmic microwave background, which is actually the outside of our solar system. Amazing, isn't it? So we have Here's the model, look. And here's the balance. So this is the shell model of force and balance. That's how it looks in quantum atomic structure. Neutron, electron bending, and mass of proton. So that's the model. Now that's in balance. That shell supports itself. It's actually anti-gravity. That structure floats under, it supports itself. It's relative to itself. And that's where the solar system comes in. So we're inside a three-body system that supports itself. Therefore, we are supported by that system. You can split it out into a beam now and see this is really long and this is really short. So you've got the mass of the proton and the mass of the neutron here balancing on a short lever arm. And then you've got the actual outside of the solar system, the cosmic microwave background, on a very long lever arm. And so it's balanced cosmically with a Reynolds number of 6.66, the lowest possible viscosity. Dimensionless unit, and it equals G. So G is the Reynolds number, it's 6.66 dimensionless. And that's the blunder in physics. Okay, nailed. Now, when you go to the solar system, what we have is the sun observed orbit. We see the point of light, but what we're actually seeing is the shell around us, collapsed to a point of light. We don't see it when it's a shell around us because that's the moment of light that we emit. We emit light for an instant, but light has no momentum, but the rigid body does. So we see the reflection of what has been created, and that reflection has a duration, an echo, a resonance, a frequency, and an energy. When we fix big G, dimensionless, using the Ross-Anderson equations, we see that the mass of the neutron pulses. And so the Earth and the atmosphere is the pulse of the neutron, of the Earth. Boom, 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 boom. And it pushes out and snaps back, energy-wise, but it pushes out and falls back slowly, material-wise, because the Earth is made of a material, a matter, a mantle. An austenitic material is made of the Earth. So it can't just snap back like the energy does. It has a momentum. It slowly contracts back. So its motion of the Earth is that. The pulse, slowly. Whereas the motion of the energy is that. Fast out, snaps back. In quantum. So it's the speed of light out in energy and 0 time back again to snap back because there's no momentum to light. But the matter carries the momentum of the rigid body. So the rigid body is created for an entire duration of 1 moment, 1 rotation at the center of the time particle. And here it is. So I drew this 2 years ago. And this was my image that came to me when I drew this, the mathematical model of pi and 2 pi. How do you fit pi and 2 pi together into one space? You keep it in motion. So that's the motion. And that's the creature that's created. Look, I do little sperms swimming. Yeah? It's brilliant. I'll leave that for a second in case you want to freeze that and just look at that, because that was intended as a jumping in point. So when we go to so now you've got the model of the solar system. Okay? Earth's the center, and what we see is collapsed light. We're actually seeing this. We can derive that in quantum. Because here's where the magic comes in, of Levy's motion, of the clockwise and anti-clockwise twist that cannot untwist itself. The Reynolds number jumps from 616 to 666, and it jumps. It's either that or it's that. It's either 616 or 666. And know that the Reynolds number of the heart is 1,000, and the Reynolds number of the brain is 100. So the Reynolds number of the brain being 100 is really low. Okay? Hello, my friend. Just finishing this off a second. The Reynolds number of the brain is really low. So therefore, if our blood is in poor shape, we will get dementia. That's an aside. Here's the quantum balance now. You see the same thing happening, and that the motion of the electron moves from bearing number 16 to the balance, but it has momentum to 32. The negative charge goes positive. There's a spark, and it jumps back. And so the Reynolds number decreases the other way. Here it's 666, there it's 616. So the atom is created and the rigid body has momentum. I hope that's been useful, because to me, the future has already started. Let's hope it starts for you when you see this video. Goodbye, physics. Follow the Rebel King.